Hey Sebastian, here's the video of the bike. So do a little walk around here for you. See the kind of condition of the tank. Thought about repainting this, but since it was all original, I kind of just left it, but the rest looks pretty good. Here's that little road rash. It's not actually terrible, but it's there. See if we can walk around here. Got a lot of bikes in the garage, so bear with me here. Okay, so some of my other bikes. I have a 1976 R90S. This is one of my favorite bikes. It's just a hot rod. It's dual plugged. It's got kind of racing cams and stuff in it, and it really scoots. It's just a comfortable, touring bike, sport touring bike. So one of my favorites. 1972 Honda CV750. This one's all original. It's actually a 100-point bike from the Antique Motorcycle Club. So it's all correct and all that good stuff, and everything's just in really immaculate condition for its age. This is a 1975 Norton Commando. So this is kind of a special model. I don't know how much you know about Commandos, but this is like one of the last ones, the last year. And so it actually shifts on the left-hand side rather than the right, with a standard shift pattern of 1 down and 3 up. Has an electric start, has disc brakes, a lot of kind of cool things that are really different from a lot of the other Commandos. It's almost like a 1 year only. So that was a restoration I did a couple years ago. This one I just had to bring it back to life. It was covered in, 1/4 inch of dust and sat in a barn for a while, but it cleaned up really nice. This one kind of came as a project too. It wasn't running when I got it, put it together. Runs actually absolutely great. That's a customer bike. It's a big Harley with a sidecar, and it's taking up the space of about 3 bikes. That's why I don't have my other R75 in here, or my other Norton, which is a black Norton Commando. We have a 1960 BSA A10 Super Rocket. I built this one probably 5 years ago. This is my touring bike. It's a R1100S 2002. So I have my newest bike. I have a Ducati 860. Some of that's oil. I did actually just mop up in here a little bit, so if you do see some wet stuff, it's not all oil. But yeah, this is a 860 GT. It's an electric start. It's got the square case engine. Let me climb over to it here. I finished this one a couple years ago. These are really hard to find. They only made like 3,000 of them. And as you may know, Ducatis are, especially the early bevel ones like this, they're very expensive and very hard to come by. So it's one of my favorite bikes. And then I built this one this year out of a project. It was really far gone, but I actually ended up restoring it. So this is a 1976 Kawasaki KZ900. It's the LTD version of it. They only made, I think they made 5,000 of them, and 3,000 of them stayed in the US. So kind of rare. And then I had a 1963 Super Hawk Honda, and took it out for its first test ride, and it needs a few things. I needed a new oil seal, so that's why I was replacing the oil seal on there. I needed new brakes and new brake cable, and to have the brakes gone through on the rear drum. and it's gonna need some speedometer work, which I'll pry it apart probably tomorrow night. But yeah, little 305 Honda. It'll do 100 miles per hour. Super nice bike. Yeah, these are all the bikes in a packed garage. Is why I'm actually selling a bike. You know, selling a few. Some of these will be for sale eventually, but had to start with one of my favorites, which is the r75. So hope you enjoyed.